What? I'll just give them the number of the sheet. They've got more room.
Hello, everybody. I am Pinky Donchadero as my signature guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Thank you for joining us at this final matchup here at the MRDA Championships in Newcastle. We are going to see the Denver Ground Control against St. Louis Gatekeepers. This is a repeat match of the Western Hemisphere Cup. The Denver Ground Control won that game. It was a very close contested game. I believe it was like a 20-point win, and it happened in the last couple jams. It was the first postseason loss that the St. Louis Gatekeepers have had, but they still retain their MRDA Championship 5-time repeat winner because it was a Western Hemisphere Cup, not an actual championships.
Yes.
And with me is the ever fabulous Snoogans.
Thank you very much. We are mere seconds away from getting this game started. The teams are on the track. Their associates, if you will, are on the benches, and we are off. We have Shredder Stare for the St. Louis Gatekeepers up to jam, our first jam, and Denver Ground Control have Ferguson jamming, who is your lead. So Ferguson up on a scoring pass already, has been taken off. Quick reset and recycle.
Evie hopping in, trying to offer some offense there for Shred Astaire. But Lenzo heading to the penalty box. Thank you very much, which is a little bit of a detriment to the ground control. Lenzo is a formidable pivot there.
Everybody trapped round there, coming into turn 2.
Ferguson taking a look, seeing where Shred Astaire is, preparing those wings to tap those hips and call off the jam.
So just to confirm for you, we have Denver skating in the blue today, Gatekeepers skating in the white. in that wonderful Pride kit as well.
Yes, that is a beautiful Pride jersey. And if you were lucky enough to catch their fundraiser, you were able to purchase that Pride jersey, have a piece of memorabilia from this trip, and help fund the Gatekeepers making their way across the pond here to Newcastle.
I know it's sold really well here as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So we've got Loki Doki jamming for St. Louis Gatekeepers. However, it is Mr. Testosterone who has picked up lead, even with a pack advantage to St. Louis, with Baby Stelly still in the box from the previous jam.
Well, Mr. Testosterone, so great on those toe steps, hops around, sneaks past just those last few blockers, gets the points, and calls it off. 4 points for Denver Crown Control. In the lead with 11, St. Louis Gatekeepers stuck at 0. So far, just a couple penalties here in these first few jams. You know, that's been a trend we've seen this whole weekend, is these first 10 minutes in, and we're seeing 4 or 5 penalties. So knock on wood, no announcer curse, that this is going to be, my announcer curse is this is going to be a good, clean first half.
Yeah,
right?
I want to see a good, clean fight first round, first in.
And leading off, we have Optimus Grime jamming against Jimmy Pacquiao.
Both jammers out and racing, but it is Grime whose lead, just a nose ahead.
Jimmy Pacquiao just sails through that pack. No points. Oh no, Jimmy did pick up 2 points there before Grimes called it off. Grimes only able to solidify 1 point.
I feel like it always must be really nice as the not lead jammer to get more or even some points against less or no points against the lead jammer.
I feel like it's the ha ha, I fooled you. You thought you were stopping me, but I got 2 and you got 1. Yep. Hands on the air. Na 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 boo boo. Shred a Stare up against Sweet Feet, and Shred a Stare dancing on air is your lead jammer.
I'm not sure what the weather's doing outside at the moment, but may well be dancing in the rain.
Yeah. I wonder what formal dance training Shred has. If he went to Arthur Murray and learned to do the tango and swing, or if he's just strictly a tap dancer. Oh, big hit from Nix on Sweet Feet. Sweet Feet looks like being called out on a penalty. Looks like a cut track there. So this is a power jam. And I would try to do my air horn sound, but I've never perfected it. I should have downloaded a sound bite though. Oh, fail trumpet. No fail trumpet. That was success for the Gatekeepers.
Yeah, huge success. 12-point jam. At least the Gatekeepers taking the lead. So we have had ourselves a lead change.
Lead change.
Of course, we do encourage the lead change game of take a drink, have a beverage, keep hydrated, of which I really need to do. I'm not sure. There we go.
I've lost my
Tom Bowler.
I've lost my Dr. Pepper.
That's my Dr. Pepper. I think that might be your
Yes,
Dr.
that one's
Pepper.
mine. Mine's the open one. Thank you, Tom Bowler.
Other beverages are, of course, available.
Our wonderful producer, Tom Bowler.
Of course, we are starting on a power jam in favor of the Gatekeepers. Loki Doki has picked up lead jam, but it looks like Sweet Feet now returning to the track.
Oh, pile up. Looks like we're playing leapfrog there. Soul and Big Sexy. Loki Doki having those elevator doors, or I guess here in the UK, the lift doors closed on her.
Sweet Feet back in the penalty box. So this power jam continuing. Sweet Feet is standing. Eyes fixed on the track.
St. Louis Gatekeepers moving a little slow there, trying to control and wait for Sweet Feet, sending Loki shooting up into a tripod. Loki Doki using those mad aerial skills to sweep her way in and around Plumber, but getting trapped to the outside.
That is an absolutely sensational 3-wall and a really nice rotational movement between the brace and the sort of the floating blockers. Obviously, we had Big Sexy as the brace, and as Loki Doki was kind of getting right in and almost getting around, they just shifted the movement. Plumber took the brace, and Loki Doki still now, we've moved around to turn 4, but still stuck in there.
Yep. Even when there was that rolling sweep from Spin Diesel and Soul to come up and offer some offense, they rolled around that and just swept up Loki Doki. But that doesn't stop the Gatekeepers. 12 points on that jam. No points for Denver.
Looks like Denver have called a team timeout. So we're going to take a brief break. While we do have that team timeout, of course, all of our timeouts this weekend sponsored by the wonderful Cleveland Guardians. We are just going to give you a quick run through of our rosters. So the St. Louis Gatekeepers, we have 0-2-6-0 Spin Diesel, 1-2 Shredder Stare, 1-4 Loki Doki, 1-6-9-1 Jammy Pacquiao, 3 Thighs, 3-7 Beastie, 3-9 Evie, 4 Soul, 5 Lethal Objection, 5-1-5-0 Hulk, 5-5 Static Shock, 6 Sir Nixalot, 7-8-7 Adam Midwest, 8-2 Tony Control, and 8-7 Soup Beans.
All right, and skating for the Denver ground control in those sweet blue kits. We've got number 1, Big Sexy, number 4, Stand Aside, number 10, Optimus Grime, number 110, Mr. Testosterone, number 18, Ferguson, number 20, Thrasher, number 36, Lenzo, number 4, Baby Stelly, number 42, Sweet Feet, number 65, Smash, number 714, Plumber, number 77, Cotton, number 819, Menace to Anxiety, number 84, Williams, and number 98, Sparrow. And we are off. That is Jamie Pacquiao. This is a power start. We have number 42, Sweet Feet, stuck in that penalty box, that Cloud 7 penalty box.
So this is the 3rd jammer penalty for Sweet Feet, already creeping up into that penalty trouble. We're just on jam 6 of this game. That's early on to be on 3 penalties as a jammer.
Jamie Pacquiao attempting an apex jump there, doesn't quite land it, has to draw back behind the furthermost blocker.
We have had a star pass to Optimus Grime. Jamie Pacquiao just being assessed lead jammer, finally completing that initial, and with Grime ahead of him, opts to call the jam.
Gotta always love the love on the track. Pivot on pivot love. Evie giving a well done, sir, pat to Optimus Grime.
I think that's been one of my favorite things this weekend. Obviously, we've seen some incredibly physical games. There's been some serious intensity, but we've seen an awful lot of sportspersonship, lots of high fives, lots of hugs, hand slaps, that kind of stuff, and just some real respect across the teams and across sort of the internationality, if you will, which has been really wonderful to see.
I mean, it's so easy to do because all of you folks here in the UK are so friendly, so welcoming. It's been a pleasure coming here for this championship. So we very much appreciate everyone here. Tyne and Fear has done a fantastic job putting on this tournament. Big props to Force of Nature from Tyne and Fear and our director of games for the MRDA.
Yeah, Force has done an absolutely stellar job, especially sort of like in the communication between yourself and us announcers, and just ticking everything over. I know he's done lots of checking in with pretty much everybody. This weekend when he's not been skating, and just everything seems to have gone over really, really well this weekend, and just it's a real pleasure personally for me right now watching my 2 East Midlands Open Roll Derby League mates, Coco and Stormageddon, keeping the in-house audience entertained.
Blinding them by sparkles.
So many sparkles.
So many sparkles. Let me tell you, our announcers really showed out this weekend. I love my UK team, and first thing they said was, hey, what are our themed outfits for this weekend? And I went, we get to have themed outfits. And Sparkle Sunday, everybody back in the U.S., you better be prepared for Sparkle Sunday because I'm bringing this back home. These UK folks really, really blinded the dome here in Newcastle.
It's how we do tournaments. You theme the days. If nothing else, it makes it easier to pack for.
Yes.
Because you're then not trawling through everything you own, going, maybe I might want to wear this, maybe I might want to wear that. No, I'll fit it to the theme. It's fine.
And it also gave me a reason to buy new clothes. So our official timeout has expired. We are now going to see Loki Doki in the white up against number 18, Ferguson in the blue. Ferguson, ooh, a big hit from number 37, Hulk. Drags him all the way back into turn 4, but Loki Doki trapped behind a wall of Denver. Ferguson able to sneak around, picks up that lead jammer status.
Yeah, much needed lead for ground control. They are currently tailing 13 points to 30.
I'm seeing some penalties. That looks like that's Plummer heading off the track. He's gonna go join Beastie for Gatekeepers, who's sitting in the penalty box on, it looks like a direction penalty. Oh no, and Baby Stelly also going off for a multiplayer block. So that's gonna only leave 2 members of ground control out there. But you know what? It's Lenzo. I wouldn't wanna go up against Lenzo.
I will politely decline that offer. Can I pass it on to the next person?
I mean, you know, you could pass that helmet cover over her.
Yeah.
Like, here, Nix, I don't want to go against Lenzo. It's your turn.
I'll sit this one out. It's okay. 4 points on the board in that jam for Denver. Just chipping away at that lead. We've just hit the 20-minute mark here. So we're 10 minutes in.
Little rock, paper, scissors happening there on the jammer line. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Snoogans. I was just like, hey, what's happening there?
No, rock, paper, scissors always deserves taking center stage. I think they were seeing who was going to get lead.
Roller derby is real. This is not wrestling. It's not predetermined, as they do rock, paper, scissors on the jammer line. So Jimmy Pacquiao apparently won that and is your lead jammer. Oh no, it's actually Mr. Testosterone. My scoreboard lied to me.
Now, I saw Jamie doing a real race around the track after Mr. Testosterone, and it looks like he was fast enough to force that call. Denver only picking up the 1 point. So yeah, some really nice work from Jamie. And we've got some nice stats coming in from Mr. Tom Bowler.
Let me tell you, if I could get an MVP, I would give an MVP producer to Mr. Tom Bowler over there. He is amazing. I'm going to recruit him for the MRDA announcer committee to teach us all how to be a producer extraordinaire.
So we've got, looks like St. Louis are running a 3-jammer rotation. Looks like we're looking at Shredder Stare, Loki Doki, and Jamie Pacquiao, whereas Denver are running a 4 rotation. So they've got that extra bit of depth with Ferguson, Mr. Testosterone, Sweet Feet, and Optimus Grime. Grime looking like a slightly lower rotation. Obviously, we had some issues with injury earlier. It does look like he's doing a lot better, which is great to see. But yeah, he is still jamming. He is still getting some action, and yeah, so it's nice being able to have that depth of rotation. And as we have seen in a few games this weekend, some teams are adding people into that rotation as games progress.
Yep.
Either because they're kind of having a bit of freedom in terms of having a significant lead, so they can kind of play around a little bit, or they're seeing kind of people maybe taking star passes and going, oh, actually, so-and-so is working a lot better against these packs than another person, and seeing how that, and kind of going, let's see how that person starts with the star.
Alrighty, so we did have a little bit of technical issues with the scoreboard. I guess there's too many people in the Walker Activity Dome using the Wi-Fi, and it was slowing down our connection, so our officials took a bit of a timeout to get that sorted. And we are back to the action with Mr. Testosterone out of the pack first with lead jammer for Denver. Shred Astaire completing the initial pass. Mr. Testosterone thinking, touching his head, looking to see where Shred is, and quickly tapping the hips, getting 4 and calling it off. Nice little hit it and quit it there.
Yeah, Denver keeping on with this, chipping away. We're now down to an 8-point differential as we come to close out the first quarter of this game. It's working for them. Still incredibly low scoring. 30 plays 22.
That's what I've been impressed with this whole weekend. You know, you have these powerhouse teams like the Gatekeepers, Denver Ground Control, and we haven't seen them really run away with the scoreboard. It's been so intensely close. The Denver versus Tyne and Fear, it was a 3-point game.
Absolutely just mind-blowing roller derby, possibly one of the best games I have ever witnessed. And I've seen quite a lot of roller derby.
Oh, hey, I just got a message from one of my favorite U.S. announcers, Cashman, to let me know that lead jammer Loki Doki, it's her birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Loki.
birthday, Loki.
Like time machine stuff for when you watch this back. We hope you had a great birthday.
Yeah.
We should absolutely let House know. We're going to tell House at halftime.
Yeah, definitely need to. Maybe we'll have to start a round of happy birthday in the Walker Dome. I hope Loki was okay with that.
Yeah, so we're going to do it. And if you are listening to this back, Loki, you're welcome / I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Delete as appropriate.
Jimmy Pacquiao, not sorry, and is your lead jammer for the Gatekeepers.
Really smooth completion of that scoring pass around the outside. Got really low, and beautiful work there.
Just one-footed dip around Cotton. Cotton's like, I didn't touch him, I promise. And Jimmy, this bout, looks like we have had a star pass. Sweet Feet handing that over to number 36, Lenzo. Lenzo going to have to deal with the Gatekeepers. But Jimmy tonight in this bout sporting the red wrap around those wrist guards. We've seen bright green, we've seen white. He's ready to fight with red tonight.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm so good. I totally didn't do that on purpose. Oh no, our sparkles are hooked together.
So we're both wearing sequined jackets and we keep tangling.
And we're gonna get a replay of that maneuver from Jimmy Pacquiao.
He just like tucked his legs under himself and levitated across. It just, I didn't know levitation was a legal move in our rule set.
Well, you know, last year at Western Hemisphere Cup at the after party, Jimmy showed up dressed as Peter Pan, so clearly he flies like Peter Pan.
Fair. Yeah, that explains a lot. A 15-point jam there for the Gatekeepers, so they've spread that lead out. We now have a 24-point spread, 48 plays 24. So Nick Salot is heading to the penalty box with Static Shock as your lead jammer.
I believe this is the first time Static Shock has jammed in this bout. So there you go, going to that depth of bench, changing things up a little bit. Static with a little bit of a leap there and calls it off. No, that actually wasn't Static Shock. That was Shred Astaire. Our scoreboard was wrong. It said Static Shock.
Fibbings.
Rude. See, I didn't lie. It said Static Shock.
Did.
And it was not. It was Shred Astaire. So while the leap happened, Static Shock turned into Shred Astaire when he landed. That's true magic by the Gatekeepers. Now we're going to have Static Shock.
But it is Optimus Grime who's picked up the lead. Didn't close the door behind him on the inside line, though. Static Shock went, yes, thank you very much, I'll take that.
Oh, Static Shock was like, okay, well, the last jam they thought was me. I'm going to also apex jump and land it. Just want to give a shout out to one of my Derby children. Hello to my lovely Derby daughter, Slaughter. Slaughter played yesterday in the blue collar brawl in Wheeling, West Virginia. And my Derby daughter wore an MVP jammer in the game that she played. So congrats, my dear.
That's so awesome.
She's my favorite child, by the way. Haha, jam burglar.
I'm not even going to try and say you can't have favorites. I'm not a parent who's given birth, so I don't abide to those kind of rules. Loki Doki has passed through, picked up lead. Meanwhile, Sweet Feet completes the initial sliding through on his knees, but there was no opportunity for lead, so it's all good.
Loki Doki hurls herself past Big Sexy, gets out of bounds and calls off the jam. And we've got a 23-point differential. Gatekeepers still holding that lead at 55, Denver Ground Control 32. 12 minutes left in this first period. These bouts all weekend long, I feel like they have just defied time, and they've just gone by in a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I feel like the first half just goes in a blink, and sort of the first 10 minutes of the second half is like, this feels like it's been gone for a while, and then it's gone. Some penalty issue for Ferguson taking a seat, but we do have Jamie back up for the Gatekeepers, his lead. But that's going to be a penalty for someone.
For somebody. It looks like it's all the Gatekeepers. We've got two Gatekeepers in the penalty box, Tony Control and Hulk. And we're doing some rotation. Maybe Sir Nixalock and BC are also heading there. So Jimmy is left to fend for himself against Thrasher and Plumber. And, you know, Thrasher really giving a thrashing to Jammy. One-on-one, Jammy gets underneath, but gets caught, goes down, pops right back up.
That is a lot of red on the board for penalties. Not in terms of foul outs.
No, but yeah.
So, just for clarity, when we're looking at the our score, our screen, I can't explain it.
So the scoreboard lights up red when a person goes to the penalty box, and we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers all in the penalty box. So yeah, it's very colorful here on our scoreboard.
And another one just lit up as you were talking. Oh, okay, now they're going out light lights.
Okay.
It's fine.
So the queue has been killed, shall we say. I say queue now.
Yeah, we cleared the backlog. It's fine. Points all round, 11-8 leaves us with a 26-point differential, 40 to 66. Just under 10 minutes remaining.
I've also noted, since this has been lower scoring games, we've had less jams than we normally see. You know, usually in a derby bout, it's maybe 22, 23 jams in a period. It's been roughly like averaging like 20 each game. So I think that's why they seem like they're going so fast.
Yeah.
So this does appear to be currently an official timeout. Our timeouts brought to you by the Cleveland Guardians. Lots of fun facts about the Cleveland Guardians. I will tell you one of my fun facts is that the Cleveland Guardians every year host a big event called Summer Affair. We will actually be celebrating our 10-year Summer Affair this 2025, August 8th through 10th. You know, it's a scrimmage event. We see hundreds of skaters both on the WFTDA side, the MRDA side. Please come hang out with us in Cleveland. It's a good time. It's technically in Akron, Ohio. It's Talmadge, Ohio. It's on the fairgrounds there. I can tell you my team, the Pittsburgh Roller Derby, we set up Camp Undead, and everybody sleeps in tents outside of the event. Now, I love my team, but Pinky does not camp. Pinky gets a nice swanky hotel and offers people when they're cold or hungry or need a shower, do you want to come to my hotel?
Love that so much.
Yeah. No, Pinky likes nature but will like to sleep indoors.
Yeah, snooks don't count.
No, sorry.
I tried it once. I didn't like it.
No.
I'm not made for the outdoors.
No. I like security. I like to be able to lock a door. I like a fluffy pillow. But I love my team, and we have great bonding at things like that.
Okay, so our timeout is done and dusted, and we are getting back onto the action. We are starting with a pack deficit to the Gatekeepers. Hulk still in the box. And that does not make a blind bit of difference to Shredder Stare. He is your lead jammer in what is now a power jam with Mr. Testosterone heading to the box.
On a cut track penalty. Little Shredder Stare. Little hop there around smash for those 4 points. Shredder Stare coming up hot, but Evie offering that offense. Clears and contains. I always get that wrong. Clear is to the outside, contain is on the inside. Or it's probably backwards. It's been so long since I actually played roller derby.
I never got there.
I retired from skating about 7 years ago, and took my talents. I was already announcing, but I became full-time behind this mic, and I have not regretted 1 second of it. I love this job.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So Mr. Testosterone looked like straight out of the penalty box into the pack. Took a tumble, but very quick recovery to pick up lead. 2 blockers in the Cloud 7 penalty box for the Gatekeepers makes things considerably easier for Mr. Testosterone to complete that first scoring pass. Meanwhile, Loki Doki still looking for the initial.
Yeah, and definitely advantage again for Mr. Testosterone because Evie's actually sitting on 2 penalties, had both a direction and a legal procedure, so that's going to be a full minute there that the Gatekeepers lose their pivot. And not that I've ever seen Loki Doki pass the star, but that would be a disadvantage if Loki Doki decides that this is too difficult. Can't do it until Evie gets back out onto the track.
A shift now. We've got Lenzo and Menace to Anxiety in the box for Denver. So we're back to a full complement of blockers for St. Louis.
I heard that. That was right here in front of the announcer table.
I'm fairly certain Loki still has not completed the initial. We have 25 seconds remaining of this jam. And Loki has just completed her initial pass. That was with around 17 seconds remaining of the jam.
Yep.
That defense from Denver was absolutely sublime.
And now Loki taking advantage of that queued up penalty box from Denver. Jam is over 20 points for ground control. Actually, we're going to probably see 2 more, so 22. That's the highest jamming score for the game and for the Denver ground control. The flashcards, I love it.
They're brilliant.
They're absolutely brilliant.
And that closes our gap significantly, bringing the differential down to a 14-point diff as we move into a timeout. Wow.
They should have given us all blood pressure cuffs when we walked into the dome, because this has been nothing but a weekend of my heart rate just spiking. and then you calm down. And then they do it again. Crazy jam, spike my heart rate. I don't know. I might need to go to the health center here and have my blood pressure checked, because this has been quite a weekend of roller derby.
I mean, had I known, I would have brought the multiple blood pressure medications that I'm on and shared them out.
Handing them out like Tic Tacs. Do you guys have Tic Tacs here?
Yeah, we have Tic Tacs, yeah.
It looks like we're going to see Optimus Grime coming out with the star. It's been quite a few jams since we've seen Optimus Grime.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier, obviously, that he's on lower rotation.
Oh,
5 jams.
Yeah.
See, that's like 5 doesn't feel like a lot of jams.
Nope.
But this is what we're saying. They've been longer running jams. People taking pointers from Time and Fear.
Time and Fear.
They love a 2-minute jam.
Oh, Time and Fear, the darlings of this tournament. I'm walking away with at least 15 derby crushes on members of Time and Fear.
Rightly so. Shredder Stare out of the pack as your lead. Grime being taken off and recycled. Spin Diesel doing that recycling.
Nice follow-up hit and control by Tony Control. Great teamwork by Soul and Spin Diesel, but a nice spin from Grime to break free of that pack and complete the initial. But smart derby playing always by the Gatekeepers. Shredder there looking, seeing the position of Optimus Grime on the track and getting those second 4 points and calling it off. So 8-0. You know, before this tournament, I don't know that I've seen Grime held to 0 points in jams. And I think a lot of these teams have been watching derby footage and figuring out the maneuvers of Optimus Grime.
Yeah, I think maybe somebody's finally cracked it.
He's taught too many clinics. He's taught them how to do what he does. Grimes, I know that that's probably a source of income for you, but stop.
You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to block Grime, you shut him down.
Yeah. Grime, go no more.
So Jamie Pacquiao is your lead jammer. Sir Nick-Slot and Smash are sat in the penalty box for St. Louis and Denver, respectively. So we've got a 3-on-3 pack.
Sweet Feet back out on the track, actually sat for a tiny bit. Little juke, shoulder dip underneath. That was that beastie to complete the initial pass.
I know that was a scoring pass. We've got no pass, no penalty indicated. So just I say just the 3 points. 3 points is 3 points.
3 points is 3 points at this point. So we are going to get a replay of that Sweet Feet spin. And here he comes around. Little spin underneath Big Sexy and the bean dip. That was a little bit of a bean dip.
Bit of a bean dip.
It was a little scoop.
Maybe the nacho broke off in the dip. Maybe it was like a 2-bean dip, not a full 3-bean dip. I'm sorry.
Not a 7-layer bean dip.
No.
As I wheeze my way through that laugh. Ferguson, though, quick to run. This is actually the first time that Ferguson has been lead jam. No.
Thighs is jamming. Ferguson hyping up the crowd as he returns to his bench.
I'm sorry, that was Thighs' first time jamming for the Gatekeepers. You know, Gatekeepers do have a bit of a depth in their bench. I'm meant to be connected to Snoogs over here. Instant bonding, and now we're literally connected by the sequence. It's a new version of conjoined twins, sequent twins.
Okay, so we have Loki Doki and Optimus Grime. Grime rolling around that pack. Nearly through, but just being clipped off by Beastie. And we've got a wave going on in the crowd. Okay, so Grime is heading to the penalty box. Cut penalty, but we did have it called.
And you know, I'd have to check my stats, but this is so very familiar from Western Hemisphere Cup last year. St. Louis Gatekeepers holding the lead, you know, a very attainable lead, you know, attainable point differential going into the second half. And the second half was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So, you know, this is going to be a nail biter again, for sure.
Amazing stuff. Shredder Stare on this power jam start for St. Louis. Pushing really hard against that wall. Does manage to get rewarded with lead jammer. Grime still seated, as I say, still seated. His penalty box manager indicates he can stand. We are into the final minute of this half. Somehow, I swear we looked at it like a minute ago and there was 10 minutes left. So 1 point on the board further for the Gatekeepers.
You know, this, again, might be a first going into 40 seconds left that we're not even at the century mark. Jamie Pacquiao and Sweet Feet meeting once again on the track. Well, Jamie Pacquiao trying to be quick on that line, gets tapped by Baby Selly, loses footing, gets rolled to the inside.
And I had missed it, but it looked like Pacquiao had picked up lead. So when Sweet Feet got out, he did call the jam, and we are at halftime.
Halftime. This is insane.
This is ridiculous. We've got Denver ground control on 71 points, St. Louis Gatekeepers on 89, just an 18-point differential. Nope. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Maths is not my strong suit.
Nope, you're good.
Just, wow.
Yeah, and again, you know, we definitely could attribute that to penalties. Denver ground control leading in the penalties, 27 penalties to St. Louis Gatekeepers, 16. You know, unfortunately, that we've seen those as there's been jammer penalties in there that, you know, the key to winning roller derby is to have your jammer on the track and your jammer earn points. So if your jammer's sitting in the penalty box for 30 seconds at a time, that's just allowing your opponent to be out there scoring unopposed. At this point, we've got number 36, Lenzo, with 5 points, or 5 penalties, the highest so far, only person that's potentially in some penalty trouble. And, you know, Lenzo has been a key component of of Denver. Is their pivot has taken star passes, so, you know, might want to spend some time on the bench, you know, use him more in reserve, put him out there when absolutely necessary, so that you don't lose a key member of your team to a foul out.
Absolutely. Folks, we're going to take a brief break. We're at 13 minutes and change. We'll be back with you in about 10 minutes for the conclusion of our final game this weekend.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Wow.
Alrighty, my friends out there in Derby land, Pinky and Snoogs, look at us, connected at the sequence. So we are coming in here into the second half. St. Louis Gatekeepers in the lead at 89, Denver ground control at 71. Just, you know, some stats here supporting that. St. Louis has had the lead 15 times over Denver's 8. There's been 6 power jams in favor of St. Louis, none for Denver. 4 power jam starts for St. Louis. St. Louis has not had a single jammer penalty, but Denver has. Our highest scorer so far has been Jimmy Pacquiao with 15 points to Mr. Testosterone, who actually had a 22-point jam. Jimmy and Mr. Testosterone have the most points per jammer on each team. Jimmy with 36, Mr. Testosterone with 35. So even between those two jammers, but those jammer penalties really making the difference.
Yeah, 100%. And it's not just the jammer penalties, and as we can see from our side of things, as you mentioned before, we went into the half, 16 penalties for the Gatekeepers, 27 for ground control. and I think I mentioned it on yesterday's stream for whichever game it was I've called. I've talked to a lot of Derby this weekend. We all have. Penalties win and lose games.
Yep, absolutely.
And also, like, the blockers win and lose games. Jammers are great, and I love what they do. We'll always enjoy seeing their work. But blockers win and lose games. And obviously, if they're not on track, they can't do what they do.
Nope.
They can't do the offense. They can't do the defense. And it makes things both harder and easier for the Jammers to do what they want to do, what they need to do. So we're getting straight back into things. We've got Shred, Astaire, and Ferguson to get things started. And Ferguson picking up lead, but Shred is, what, 10, 15 feet behind, if that?
And just as we're talking about penalties, Baby Stelly picks up a direction penalty and heads to the penalty box. Great call. We'll see if the points go up. Yeah, 2 points picked up by Ferguson. And really great shout as he approached the pack. Really did a quick transition to go into the pack hips first. To really maximise the opportunity to actually try and get those points, because it's your hips that count. Leading in with your face or your chest is not going to make any difference, because it's your hips need to pass the hips. It's all in the hips. Hips don't lie, and hips score points. So do what Shakira does and shake those hips.
Shakira.
But do I see Mr. Testosterone heading to the penalty box? Penalty. Cut track for Mr. Testosterone leaves Loki Doki out on a power jam. Loki Doki with lead. And 4 points already there. Let's see what Loki Doki can do. Maximize the points. Oh no, and I think we forgot to tell the in-house that it was Loki. Oh,
we did.
Herbs took care of it for us. Tom Bowler, thank you.
Because he's an absolute legend.
He is.
He is an urban legend. that's his skate name.
Yes.
As he plays for his fantastic team, the Crash Test Brummies, who I know are very proud of him this weekend.
Yes.
As well they should be.
And while we're watching this Derby action, we've talked a lot about Cleveland. Cleveland will be coming in the summer to play Crash Test Brummies and Tyne Fear's B team. So I'm hoping to tag along with my friends from Cleveland, get some more stamps in my passport. Loki Doki getting all the stamps in the passport, stamping it with 4 more points. Waiting to see those fingers going in the air. Yep, 8 total points. Gatekeepers, 97, holding ground control again, 2-0. My apologies to everyone in this scratchy voice that I have here. I came to London last week to, just enjoy this trip, and immediately got some sort of airplane funk and lost my voice. So anyone who thinks that I'm losing my voice, know what? This is actually getting my voice back.
Yeah, you sound better than when we started.
Yeah, and this still isn't great. But you know who is great? Jimmy Pacquiao.
And you know who's also great?
Snoogans. But Optimus Grime.
Shut up. I was going to say Optimus Grime. Jammy at the back of the pack, tapping his hips furiously to try and stop Grime from getting anything, and he was successful. 2 more points for the Gatekeepers, putting them tantalizingly close to that 100-point mark at 99, placing 73.
Good word.
Thanks.
Tantalizing. I've always said, if anybody can give an announcer a great present, it's a thesaurus.
I am a self-professed word nerd.
Nice.
Can
we play words with friends?
Sure. Yeah. I read a whole bunch as a kid before my ADHD really kicked in, and then I couldn't read a book.
Oh, but you know who can read a block? It's Big Sexy. Just read that maneuvering there by Shred Astaire and laid him out.
The footwork in this game is insane.
And we are gonna see at some point a replay of that Shred Astaire dip. And Shred Astaire calls it off.
It's coming now. I can't wait.
looking for that point. I think I just see 1 point going up to St. Louis Gatekeepers, finally breaking the century mark.
Just look at it. It's for me. It's the smoothness of the dip back up into the toe stops, and just the stepping into like it's just a regular forward movement. It's the whole thing.
Yep.
Because it is like dance steps.
It really is.
It's like it's rehearsed, and you can practice and you can drill the footwork all you want, but you don't know what it's going to be like in actual gameplay until it happens. You can't predict it.
No, absolutely not. Oh, and Ferguson actually getting hurled out of that pack and into lead jammer status, while Loki Doki stuck behind this wall. Looks like that's Cotton and Plumber and Baby Stelly.
Meanwhile, we've got Tony Control and Hulk for Gatekeepers, both having picked up penalties. So we've got 2 blockers down for the Gatekeepers, which means you've only got 2 trying to play both offense and defense for Loki Doki. She did manage to get through, did get shut down by her opposing jammer, but that jam getting called has frozen the blockers into the penalty box. So we're still going to start on a deficit for Gatekeepers.
And it apparently has frozen our screen, and all I can see is Snoogan's sequence dancing along that black monitor there. I was mesmerized. I was dancing with it. Back out on the track is Mr. Testosterone. Spin Diesel gives him a little tap there. He goes down but pops right back up into lead jammer status. Jimmy Pacquiao again, 1 foot step around on Thrasher, picks up that initial pass.
Really nice work from Evie and Spin Diesel, clearing that inside line. And it wasn't a big sweep because that would have drawn too much attention. It was just a tidy kind of, hey, we've pulled the curtain just aside, just sneak through here. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Oh, gotta love it. Oh, and look at trying to be sneaky. Shred the Stair trying to dip underneath Cotton, but Cotton stepping in front, closing that door. Oh,
that was nice.
Massive hit from Optimus Grime on Soup Beans. But you know what? Hulk returns the favor.
So we are going to call that jam where it is. And our medics are going to go and take a look at our down skater. So we will take a moment because, of course, the safety and well-being of our skaters, our officials, and our volunteers is always absolutely paramount to us. And that's our main concern.
Absolutely.
You know, full contact sport, these things happen.
They do. They do.
And
you know, I
we'll
always
deal with it.
And you know, I always make sure that we give credit where credit is due to our medics, because truly, we cannot do this without medics. You cannot have skates on your feet until a medic is on that floor. So it is paramount to playing this sport. I mean, we love our volunteers, we love our NSOs, we love and need our medics.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, wouldn't want to play without medics. Wouldn't dream of it.
Absolutely not.
So the second half score so far, so to speak, St. Louis 11, Denver 10, so incredibly close. So while the score is still, obviously, St. Louis still in the lead, and there's still a bigger deficit there. Denver are really bringing it back, and they're really coming for it.
I'm having flashbacks to 2023, October in Cleveland Heights, Ohio.
It was October. He asked me what day it was.
October 3rd.
And I told him it was October 3rd. So I would like to backtrack briefly, if that's okay, because we mentioned about the Crash Test Brummies.
Yes, yes,
and
please
you
tell
mentioned
me.
about the Cleveland Guardians.
Yes, please.
Obviously, it's still just a save the date at the moment, but those dates are the 28th and 29th of June, 2025. We've got an MRDA tournament.
Oh, one
week before the Women's World Cup.
And that's being held in Austria, correct?
Austria, yes, absolutely. Which, you know, if you are in any way involved in that, absolute kudos. Super exciting stuff. Just the prospect of World Cups coming back post-COVID, absolutely thrilling. Because if you have never been involved in a World Cup, and you have the opportunity, do it. Go, be a part of that, live the experience. I cannot tell you. You can't have it explained to you.
It's an immersive experience. You have to be there. So one of our amazing skaters this weekend here, Diamond, who plays for Race City, will be on Team USA at the World Cup. And the Junior World Cup. So we have seen so many graduated juniors here on many of these teams. The Junior World Cup will be at the end of July in Brisbane, Australia.
My derby child, Sirius Block, who skates for my team, East Midlands Open Roll Derby, Super Smash Bros. They will be skating in the Junior World Cup, along with their brother. We'll come back to that. Their brother, Jack in the Box, will also be skating. Your son, Blake? The other one. Well, I'll need the name. We're shouting everyone out. Sully. Sully will also be skating. Wow. Absolutely superb.
And didn't we've Max Speed from Tyne and Fear. Max Speed was in the last Junior World Cup.
Yes, he was.
And we are back on track. Loki Doki again gemming for the Gatekeepers. And Loki Doki, just as I get that name out of my mouth, the trickster herself is lead gemmer. But this is a foot race against Ferguson. Loki Doki watches. Ferguson passes Loki Doki's hips, and Loki calls it.
So a no-point jam, but not a pointless jam.
It was a purposeful but pointless jam.
Nice, I like that.
Yes. You know, I like to call that strategery.
And that's Mr. Testosterone coming out of the gates. He's been coming out of the cage and he's doing just fine, picking up lead jammer. Meanwhile, Jammy Pacquiao is still looking for the initial. Possibly not, my mistake. Mr. Testosterone picking up 2 points and the jam ending there. Denver edging closer to closing that gap. We're still just under 21 minutes.
It still floors me that 20 minutes left and we're only at 100 to 83.
Yeah.
Such a tight, low-scoring game, but Stradisair not interested in a low-scoring game, wants to get out of that pack, picks up lead jammer status. Nice, again, spin maneuvering there, making sure to pass the hips. I believe I'm seeing fingers in the air, but I can't see two being called by, is that Juice? Our gem refs? Alice. Alice has a much smaller name badge this time around. Changed that ref jersey before it was very large. So kudos to Alice and Splatter, our jam refs, in this final match.
You may, if you're old school derby, UK-wise or further afield, you may recognize Alice as previously having refed under the name Big Smack and Fries. Yeah, she was around for a long time previously, had been heavily involved with Tyne and Fear. Went away for a while, but now she's back, and it's wonderful to have her back.
And Alice sticking that finger in the air, pointing at Loki Doki, saying, "You are lead."
Optimus Grime making it to the back of the pack, forcing the call for only 2 points. We're really just chipping away, and real kudos to the jammers, the opposing jammers from both sides actually, for breaking through and forcing those calls.
So, you know, going back to Alice's previous name, we're going to have to get a ref crew at some international tournament and make her go back to her old name, Big Smack and Fries, Filet Official, and Jam Burglar.
I love it. We've got to do it.
We need to have a McDonald's pack there.
Yes.
A McDonald's referee pack.
I reckon we could probably find officials with
other fast foods.
Yes,
sure.
exactly. Do you know the Colonel, maybe? Like,
is there, you know, a Burger King, Taco Hell, maybe?
Do you perhaps have an official friend whose officiating name is, sir, this is a Wendy's? Hell, that might be my new officiating name. Write to us at, hell, email me at ms.akbar, like Admiral Akbar at gmail.com.
It's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. Do it. Like, if you know, I'll figure out how to put it together. My ADHD will take over and it'll work.
I think there might be a skater whose name it's a frap. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but there you go. It's a frap. Oh, friends, it's been a very long weekend. They've broken me several times. I think I'm at the point where it's really, really easy to just push me over the edge in a good way. It's been a fantastic weekend. 19 minutes less of Derby. We are back on track, and Jimmy Pacquiao again up against Mr. Testosterone. Mr. Testosterone beating out Evie is your lead jammer.
Adam Midwest going in for some great offense. However, that was an incredible apex jump from Mr. Testosterone, just clearing the whole dang pack.
That is insane. I think Mr. Testosterone touched the top of the dome with that leap. And we're going to see that again. Thank you to Jack Bench. Let's see Mr. Testosterone just leap over Cotton and Spin Diesel.
When you were like, we're going to see that again, I just had a flashback to Celebrity Deathmatch. Let's see that again.
Well, they need to reboot that.
They really do. I'm pretty sure it wouldn't fly now, though.
Yeah, I don't think that has aged well in any way, shape, or form.
Looks like Adam Midwest may have picked up a penalty for that offense in the previous jam. So they're sitting in the box. So we start with a pack deficit for the Gatekeepers. And that works in Ferguson's favor. Says thank you very much. Picks up lead.
Denver again showing that they seem to rally as a second half team.
So we've got Shredder Stare not picking up lead and going to the penalty box. I believe this may be the first time Shredder Stare has not gotten lead. And the first jammer penalty for St. Louis.
Wow. Wow. Oh, and you can feel the electricity here in the dome. Feel the reverberations of the foot stomping. This crowd has been amazing this whole weekend. So exciting to see so many people happy to cheer on Derby. Oh, big hit from Nix. Sends Ferguson flying, but Ferguson gets right back up, picks up those 4 points.
And Shredder Stare out of the box through the pack, completes the initial. Ferguson taking another hit on the outside, calls it from the floor. And that was a 12-point jam, bringing us to a 1-point game.
Oh my goodness.
And the crowd goes wild.
Everybody, hold your breath.
Timeout called. 103 Denver Ground Control, 104 St. Louis Gatekeepers.
I just got a look from Force of Nature, aka Fan from Tyne and Fear. All of us, we just goose flesh.
Yeah,
Goose flesh.
right here. We've got 16 minutes and 13 seconds remaining of the period clock. This...
I don't know if
It's anyone's.
It's really anyone's game. I don't know how much longer I can actually stay in my seat. There's going to be jumping up at some point. Yeah, I tend to be excitable. That's why I said I was glad I wasn't on a couple of the earlier contests, because there was no way I would be able to control my emotions. But you know what? They're testing me here now. So Urbs is going to give us some stats here. What do we got, Snoogs?
So we mentioned before during that timeout that we had like the halftime score for you. Oh, another point has been added to the last jam. That was a 14-point jam, means that we have ourselves a lead change. St. Louis Gatekeepers 104, Denver Ground Control 105. That means that our second half scores, we've got St. Louis on 15, Denver Ground Control on 32 points. Denver are winning the second half conclusively.
I predicted that. And Optimus Grime, your lead jammer. The crowd losing their minds, but Loki Doki spinning around. Thrasher completing that initial pass. Loki's got the speed. Can Loki make it to the pack and pick up some points before Grimes? Oh, but you know what? Optimus Grime being called off on a high block. This is a power jam for St. Louis Gatekeepers.
And of course, Grime was your lead jammer, so it's going to run for the full 2. Incredible sweep from Evie.
But Evie's going to go to the penalty box for that.
Yeah, I've got to wonder if they're thinking, I mean, I don't condone penalties.
No.
Penalties are bad. Don't do them. But I've got to wonder if Evie sat there going, worth it.
Yep. You know what? It's called the sacrificial lamb for a reason.
Yeah.
I will sacrifice myself and go to the penalty box if it's going to make a difference.
Now this will make sense to probably a large portion of our English audience or British audience, and maybe some of the more specific fans. It's for the greater good.
And that is a cut track being called on Grime. That's the second penalty on Grime in this jam. So this is a double power jam for Loki Doki and the Gatekeepers. Oh, I just felt that from Thrasher.
And Evie heading back to the penalty box as well. Direction penalty. Oh, that's going to be 2 penalties, so that's a back block and a direction. So that's going to be a full minute for Evie.
So the St. Louis Gatekeepers, who were pretty clean play-wise in the first half, creeping up there. We're now up to 25 penalties. We've got number 82, Tony Control, sitting on 5 penalties. Sir Nix-a-Lot with, 6 penalties. Sir Nix-a-Lot with 5. Evie also sitting with 5 penalties. So they're making up some ground there.
Yeah, meanwhile, we've only got Lenzo, number 36, still on 5 from when you mentioned way back. Towards the end of the first half. Mr. Testosterone is lead.
Hulk trying to stop Mr. Testosterone, just gets a little piece of him, takes himself out of play, and Mr. Testosterone calls off the jam.
Didn't get a chance to mention in the previous jam, we have had a lead change back to St. Louis. Now 120 to 113 in favor of them. Just under 13 minutes remaining. Just 7 points.
I assume that everyone out in Derbyland watching this is just as stressed as we are, holding on to the edge of your seats, biting your nails. I need to remind all of you, breathe, breathe. Shred a stare, trying to juke to the out. Oh, steps over number 714, Plumber, but steps right into Lucifer himself. while Ferguson at the front of the pack having to go one-on-one with Adam Miss West, is able to shake him off, gets lead jammer.
I do love that Shredder Stare took a look at the inside line and went, oh, sweet, that's open. And Big Sensi just kind of shifted his shoulder and went, nope.
And unusual for the Gatekeepers, we have a star pass. Shredder Stare handing it over to Soul. This is their first star pass. You got to do it, and the time is right.
I mean, that's what they're there for. Star passes don't need to be done every single jam.
Nope.
That they're a measure to be utilized as and when required.
Yep.
And knowing when the time is right is a key skill. Gatekeepers starting with a pack advantage. Lenzo in the box now, and that puts him up to 6 penalties.
Loki Doki jamming against Optimus Grime. Grime, oh, hop over David Soul. Big lead jam. Oh, so that's 6 lead jams in a row for Denver. Denver is turning the tides on this game. Grime with 3 points. We are back to a 1-point game, and we are gonna watch that apex jump again. It was not massive, but it was completely graceful. It was what was needed, that little twinkle toes around Soul.
Just a clearance.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I almost felt like there were little ballerina feet going. Maybe very Bugs Bunny when Bugs Bunny was a ballerina.
I was seeing exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
Mr. Testosterone taking himself off and resetting. Meanwhile, Jamie Pacquiao locked in and no, not locked anywhere. He is lead. He has been taken off.
Jamie Pacquiao with such great control.
Oh!
Beautiful lateral hop there.
That hit from stand aside would have been absolutely devastating. Incredible work from Jamie to avoid that.
I mean, I know it's from another boxer, but float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Star stash from Mr. Testosterone sees him through the pack, and Jamie calling it from the floor.
I'm looking and I'm seeing 4 points being awarded from Alice to the St. Louis Gatekeepers. No points for Denver Ground Control, and we are going to get a timeout. This might be, it's a team timeout being called by Denver Ground Control. So if we're talking about clock management, time management, this is the last timeout for Denver Ground Control this half with 9 minutes left. That's risky, but they still do have an official review. So
exactly.
Sometimes we see official reviews being used as a timeout. So, you know, St. Louis Gatekeepers, though, sitting with still both 2 timeouts and an official review. So we may see the benches using that as part of their strategy to manage these last 9 minutes. Rolling whistle tells
nice view of our fantastic audience. And that's just one half of them, because we've got a whole heap of folks up on our
balcony there.
Yeah.
Would you call that a mezzanine?
I think it might be. I think we're trying to get another wave going.
That's what I was just thinking. Like,
oh, it's coming.
Here comes the wave. It's hard to participate as an announcer.
Here comes the derby.
Yeah. Oh, it didn't carry all the way around.
So Shredder Stare is not your lead jammer.
No.
He is heading to the penalty box for a cut penalty, which means Optimus Grime has the opportunity to get lead jammer, which he does. That's the second penalty for Shredder Stare.
And only the second jammer. So both jammer penalties for St. Louis have gone to Shredder Stare. And in this second half, both cut tracks.
Within just a couple of jams
Yeah.
of each other as well.
Spin Diesel, Hulk, working with Soul to control Grime.
Shred is standing.
Oh, and Spin Diesel just quite out of play, doesn't want to take the chance, lets Grime go.
So Shred is back on and he's completed his initial pass, but obviously Grime is scoring.
Grime on one knee, surrounded by the gatekeepers. Here's the bench yelling to call it off. 8 points, and we have a lead change.
Lead change. We've got 7 minutes and 45 seconds remaining of this game, and it is just a 3-point differential.
I just had shivers go up my spine.
I don't feel so well, Mr. Stark. Sorry. I know it's still too soon, but it felt appropriate.
It was perfect. Oh, nice tap there by Evie. Sends Ferguson into the infield.
Loki Doki has been awarded lead jammer. However, she's been taken off and had a huge recycle background to turn 3. She was nearly out on turn 1.
I hate when that happens. It's so soul-crushing when you get lead and then you get sucked back into that pack. Ferguson makes it out on the initial. Loki Doki, it's like, okay, I didn't get out of here the way I wanted to. I'm going to call it off, just keep it 0-0. Shockingly, too, we've had a lot of 0-0 jams in this contest. Oh, again, that's a way to really work the angles, shall we say. 3 times in this second half, we've had not all. Did I say that right? Is
Yeah,
not
that sounds
0.
about right. Okay, so that is an incredibly quick off the line. Not lead jammer before I'd even had a chance to finish the sentence. Mr. Testosterone picking up a cut penalty, gonna take a seat. Thighs, second time jamming today, is lead.
Oh,
Going for the apex. Oh no, my apologies, Jamie Pacquiao has picked up lead, goes for the apex, doesn't land it.
again, that's another one of those soul-crushing moments where you've just got to restart all over again. And, you know, when you're on a power jam, you want to maximize every moment of it. Well, Jamie Pacquiao almost doing the splits there.
Testosterone back on track. There have been some incredible penalty kills this weekend.
Well, Plummer putting a big hit on Jamie, kind of holding his hands in the air like, yeah, I didn't mean it. Gatekeeper is able to pick up 4 points on that. So we are back to 128 to 127.
That's going to be a little lead change. I apologize, I misspoke. Jamie must have gone out and gone round.
Yeah. And we're just under 5 minutes, 1 point game. This now we're seeing Thighs. Thighs has kind of come in clutch in many of these Gatekeeper bouts. So Pack racing, fast Pack. Nice control, but lead goes to Grime.
Lead goes to Grime. It's not the first time, it won't be the last time.
But it's Grime time. I just snorted into the mic.
Own it, own it. So Thighs had picked up the full 4. Grime was still looking for a full pass. We'll see. It looks like didn't manage. Oh no, wrong ref. Looking for hands.
Oh, I'm seeing
Nothing.
both. I'm seeing 2 fists. One blue, one white. So
Yeah, Thighs had completed a full scoring pass. and then was coming up for another when Grime called it. Eep. I was like, what is that? It's you.
It was me.
We're starting with a pack disadvantage with Cotton and Big Sexy in the box for Denver, and that has worked to Shred Astaire's advantage. Sweet Feet now, though, pushing his way through to complete the initial.
And we haven't seen Sweet Feet in a hot minute. So jam number 13 jams, we haven't seen Sweet Feet. And yeah, it's Sweet Feet has always been a pretty consistent jammer. This tournament, unfortunately, has not really gone in the favor of Sweet Feet. But Sweet Feet did able to pick up 2 points. Shred Astaire with 4. Just under 3 minutes here. St. Louis Gatekeepers 136, Denver Crown Control 129. I feel the heat of Ninja Sassum telling me to just keep it calm, Pinky, keep it calm.
Oh, that's Loki Doki is lead Testosterone picking up a forearms penalty. I believe that is Big Sexy with a big recycle.
Oh, Big Sexy also giving a big hug to Evie, trying to get right back up and join that tripod. But nice little hip flip around Cotton. Loki Doki with those 4 points, taking advantage of this power jam. But Mr. Testosterone, released from the penalty box, has that star in hand. Leaps past Hulk.
For a minute there, I thought Testosterone had been awarded another penalty.
No.
No.
Okay, it's Plummer. It's Plummer. No points on that for Denver Ground Control. 8 points for the Gatekeepers. Gatekeepers at 144. Denver Ground Control 129. We're at 111, and the clock keeps ticking.
It's a 15-point differential.
15-point differential. But we've seen...
I was going to say, it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not going to be easy.
We've had at least one 20-point jam.
Yes.
I'm looking at Herbs. First half. That was just in the first half we had a 20-point jam. So it could happen again? Question mark?
We got Jeremy Pacquiao up against Optimus Grime. Plummer starting in the box, so that pack advantage is there in favor of the Gatekeepers.
As I mouth, what is happening? It's Jeremy Pacquiao!
Pacquiao is through his lead.
If you have dogs, they heard that. My high-pitched squeal, Jeremy Pacquiao. Oh. Massive
Beautiful
hit.
control.
Jeremy Pacquiao calling that off. We're getting a timeout and an official review. Official. Timeout from officials. So.
Using an official review as a timeout.
Thank you. Using a official review as a timeout. Did they call that in time, though?
I believe they did.
I think they...
Obviously we will wait to double check, but from what I could see on the scoreboard, it looked there were maybe 7 seconds.
Yes.
But we will wait for our officials to confirm that for us.
So they have put reset the scoreboard. It definitely did happen in time. I don't know. I don't know if I can sit for this.
We can stand.
We can stand.
We can stand if we want to. We can
leave our friends behind. If your friends don't dance and then they don't dance, then they're no friends of mine. I love that every country I go to, home or away, that I have somebody who understands my references and will play along with my stupidity.
I have a lot of references.
So
I'll be honest. I thought we were going to be hard pressed to beat the Time of Fear game earlier today.
Yeah, I mean, while that point differential was so much closer,
Yeah.
it's just as intense because we know these two teams and how strong they are, that this point differential could be made up in this very last jam. So yeah, I think I'm literally shaking at this point because this is what we wanted. This is what we've been waiting for. 2019 was the last time that we had a MRDA championship, and while we didn't want to have to wait this long, it was 1,000% worth the wait.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's whatever your views of the reasons that we have waited, ultimately, it was the right reasons.
It was totally the right reasons.
Everybody's health and safety and well-being, they're the right reasons.
And it's been amazing that not only we waited, we brought International Derby back together. We saw so many amazing upsets. Last year we did have the Western Hemisphere Cup, so these teams met. Eastern Hemisphere were not able to do anything. Their tournament was postponed. So a lot of these teams, from a U.S. perspective, we came into them blind, and they blew us away. They came in and they, as they say, effed up the rankings.
We started the weekend with the Inhuman League breaking the bracket.
Immediately. But yet we're back to the bracket with these two teams matching up from last year, St. Louis Gatekeepers, Denver Ground Control. We are back, set and ready to go. It's going to be Shred Astaire up against Mr. Testosterone. And we've seen back and forth, these jammers trading lead when they go up against each other. So
it looks like there was actually an official review. It wasn't just a timeout. We don't have clarity on what actually happened, but Denver's captain has gone to the penalty box. We have jam. It looks like...
Oh my God! Snoogans, what just happened?
So Mr. Testosterone went to the penalty box, and
Shred Astaire
got lead.
And Shred Astaire just
Called
biding some time. Did he call it?
I believe he called it.
Or is he just, hanging out? I think he's just hanging out. Now he's calling it, tapping those hips. No? Yes. No? Yes? He did tap those hips, but he is signaling to his team, just hold on, just hold on, just hold on. Holy,
I
holy.
believe he called the jam. It certainly looks that way from the way all of the officials are exiting the track.
And that rolling whistle tells us that this game is over, and your MRDA champs holding the 6-time record is your St. Louis Gatekeepers. Oh my God, what a day, what an entire weekend, what a build up to this tournament. So excited to see both of these teams, Denver Ground Control giving St. Louis Gatekeepers a run for their money. Gatekeepers are like, you know what? We like being the MRDA champions. We like that trophy. We are going to take that back to St. Louis.
Yep, we're going to pop our names on that one more time.
One more time. It's a wraparound now.
Oh, my goodness. And then I guess we're going to see what happens.
Yes.
Because after this weekend, I think it's fair to say that there are some, not new kids on the block, but there's...
some returning kids to the block.
Yeah, there's more options.
There are definitely more options. And we look forward to hearing the announcement of where the MRDA 2025 championships will be. We are going to have an amazing long season ahead of us in 2025. These rankings, they're going to be all shook up.
I cannot wait to see the rankings.
I cannot wait.
Because, of course, the teams, for example, the UK teams who did unexpectedly well in terms of rankings against the US teams, who got further than anticipated. Their rankings will improve as a result of the US teams and their progress.
Yes.
It's going to be like a domino effect.
Absolutely.
So it's like you said, it's all going to be shook up.
Yep.
There's change afoot. I really hope that in a very positive way, our friends across the pond see that we here in the UK, we have so much to offer.
So much to offer.
I know sometimes it's easy to forget us here on this tiny little island, but we have some truly incredible roller derby.
You do. You do.
Like, if you look back a few years ago, for example, New World Order, where I believe we were ranked incredibly highly. Tyne and Veer have worked so hard over the last 18 months. They were undefeated this year in the Five Nations season. They worked so hard to get from Tier 2 to Tier 1.
Yep. Came in 4th place in this contest here at the championship, so yep.
And I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Nope.
Just, we've got a lot. We've got a lot to offer, both, well, across the board in terms of skaters, officials, commentators. I have an immense amount of pride for the crew that we have here this weekend. Almost without fault, just...
You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, I'm trying real hard not to myself. Pretty much everyone here is a good personal friend of mine, and I am immensely proud of each and every one of them for everything they've done this weekend. Just, they're all incredible. Yeah. And I really hope that they listen to this and they know that. And all of our incredible volunteers, each and every one of you, and everyone that's watched us here over the weekend who stuck with us. We hope that you've enjoyed this as much as we have.
Exactly. Listen to that crowd roar. I, again, have chills going up my spine. You know, I cannot echo Snoog's sentiments enough. This has been an incredible weekend. I think we, as the U.S. folks that came in here, were incredibly welcomed. You were all great to work with. We appreciate all the hard work that was put into this tournament. Tyne and Veer did an amazing job as the host of this tournament. You know, I just can't say enough of how fantastic this has been. The MRDA is doing fantastic work. You know, keep looking into your all-gendered leagues. We want to see this sport grow. We want to bring in more teams. You know, we saw the Argentinians. We saw 15 Ronins here. We've got Disorder. I believe that Toulouse is back in the MRDA. So we want to see this sport grow in this, you know, in this organization. So excited for the future of the MRDA and Open Gender Derby.
Keep an eye out on the Crash Test Brummies page for more information about their tournament next year. There'll be more information coming 28th, 29th of June, 2025.
Alrighty, and we are going to head out. We're going to be doing the medal ceremony. We've got some MVPs to award. We're going to award the Batwing Award, the Volunteer of the Year Award. So thank you so much. Thank you, Snoogans, for everything you've done. Thank you to my announcer crew. You were a pleasure to work with. I cannot wait to call more games with you in the future. Now I'm going to cry. I am Pinky Donchadero. I am honored to be part of the MRDA. I'm honored to have been the tournament head announcer for this. And, you know, this is not the last that you'll see of me. Thank you so much, everybody. You're amazing.
It better not be the last we see of you, Pinky.
No.
I have been Snoogans, and it's been an absolute honor to call this final for you folks. We will see you out on the track for the awards in just a few moments. Genuinely, thank you all so much for everything and anything you do in roller derby. Continue to support it, and we will catch you everywhere and anywhere. Thank you so much. I'm just keeping an eye out so that we can pass over, and then I will join them here on Sparkle Sunday, as we refer to the finals. Just an absolutely incredible atmosphere from start to finish. Thank you all so much. You really have been sublime. Thank you.
Oh, wow, someone's giving me 2 microphones. This is beyond dangerous that I am double misfisting microphones. So again, I have the privilege of issuing our awards. My announcer team, we had the honor of selecting your MVP blockers and jammers. We're going to give out your MVP blocker. This blocker shined immediately in bout number 1. We are awarding your MVP blocker to Race City's Diamond! Diamond was all over that track. Diamond recently named to Team USA. Deserves every bit of recognition. And you have so many prizes. Diamond is crying. I'm sure your twin Kitty Black is so excited for you right now. Alrighty. And our MVP jammer. I think they won the hearts of so many people this weekend. Your host league, Time and Fear, number 99, Sparky! Sparky, Sparky. MVP, MVP. Sparky, who very kindly pointed out to me where all the awards were and the prizes when I'm twiddling my thumbs going, you're getting these. Diamond's hiding behind. Crying in Derby is beautiful. Congratulations. Alrighty. And we were on the edges of our seats, biting our nails, holding our breaths. And we are now going to pass out the medals. Your third place team. Are we doing volunteers or are we doing medals first? Medals first. Your bronze medal winners, the Magic City Misfits! I had to think about that for a second. It was so long ago. Bones, do you know who Moose is? Have you met Moose?
Where do you want us? What picture? There? Okay. Be careful on your board, guys. Be careful.
Oh no, BA. Congratulations, former coach. You too. Snotty Snot.
Oh, shit.
You guys are gonna make me cry again. Congratulations. All right, and our silver medal winners. Again, another stopped my heart a million times. Congratulations to Denver Ground Control. Congratulations. Sparkle sister. Sparkles catch sparkles every time. Look at you, Smacky, walking across this stage. Congratulations. Oh, and now the gold medal. Take a bite of this hardware. They've already been licked, so just be aware. The announcer crew has licked your medals. We've licked your medals. We've taken a taste. You're 2024 MRDA champions, 6 times the St. Louis Gatekeepers! We're going to do some other awards and then we'll give you the big one. Okay. Congratulations. You are so amazing. I love you. Congratulations. Nice job. Alrighty, and before we give away this big fancy cup, we have some very special awards. I believe that we have Bambi here. So we've mentioned on the stream, we did an interview. There's a very special award that we give out. It's the Batwing Award. Bambi's gonna tell us all about it, and our former winner, Kevin Ader, is going to present it.
As one of the founders of what has become the Men's Roller Derby Association, Evan Batwing Jones embodied the qualities that we find most important in our organization: a positive attitude, good sporting ethic, passion for fair play, and commitment to growing the sport of roller derby. This memorial award is given each year to the skater who best embodies those qualities. This year's recipient stumbled into roller derby at the worst possible time. When many people were leaving, almost all roller derby leagues and organizations were struggling to stay afloat, and their own league was down to a handful of players. Those signs seemed to point to the possibility of this being a dying sport. From the moment they skated into the rink, they were hooked. This skater loves roller derby more than many in the community. They talk about the sport to friends and strangers alike, constantly thinking about enacting new and sometimes crazy ways to recruit people as players and fans. They don't do it because they know they won't have anyone to play with, against, or in front of. They do it because they honestly believe roller derby is the best sport in the world, that more people should know about it and be involved for their own personal enrichment. This attitude is infectious and has kept the passion for playing alive in many other people long past when it might have otherwise fizzled out. Most everyone who has played against the skater can attest to their sporting ethic. They celebrate and compliment opponents' great plays, smile after every hit they take, and exude joy every moment they play. Whether they win or lose, they treat teammates and opponents alike with the utmost respect. Off the track, the skater has held board position with their league for years. In their leadership role, they have been pivotal in adding 20 new skaters to their league, retaining members, growing the sport of roller derby in and around their community, and have been a light in the life of everyone who meets them. They have also been noted to be many moms' favorite jammer. This skater truly, consistently demonstrates all the qualities that this award represents. This year's recipient of the Evan Batwing Jones Memorial Sportsmanship Award goes to Wikipedia from the Cleveland Guardians. Wicked couldn't be here. Ruins is accepting on behalf.
Zero. All right. The MRDA Volunteer of the Year award goes to an individual who has gone above and beyond to help further the growth of the Men's Roller Derby Association. They've tirelessly volunteered their time, provided resources to the organization as a whole, and helped to further the growth of not only their personal league, but many leagues around them. Their unwavering commitment to the organization has made a substantial difference to countless events that took place in 2024, and they're already working to help us plan events scheduled for 2025. This year's recipient came to the MRDA in a time of need, jumped in with both feet to take over as a tournament head for the 2023 MRDA Western Hemisphere Cup, and then went on to spend much of 2024 contributing to the countless tournaments in both the Eastern and Western Hemispheres. The energy they bring to the MRDA events they have is energetic, and it's always contagious. On behalf of the MRDA Board of Directors, I'm very excited to announce that this year's recipient is Pinky Don't You Dare-O.
Oh, you guys didn't link this one to me.
Okay, but look.
There you go. There you go.
Nice job. Thank you. All right, and now on to the cup. Well, she can do it after.
So now you give this back to me after you make me cry? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I love the MRDA. I'm so glad to be part of it. But remember, I have no voice, so I've lost my voice in lieu of all this. So now it is time to award the big fancy trophy. It's gonna wrap around here. Your 2024 champions, the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Wait, you get this pretty plaque too. Everyone get in, hold that up, raise it high, 6-time champion, Keepers. And I do need my MVPs to come back. There are prizes for you that I need to award. Diamonds.
So, do you want to help me giving? It's just. Jesus, I needed a new helmet. I borrowed from a friend to get here.
Helmet.
What color would you like?
Wait. And you got wheels. And you got
I'm glad you said that, so I wanted the red one.
Sparky, if you want to give me any, just pick two out of them.
Which set of wheels would you like?
From the first game.
As this mic is still on. So our MVP jammers also, we had some sponsors here. TSG, they're getting new helmets, they're getting sets of bearings, a wheel bag, sets of wheels. So it pays to come to a tournament and shake everybody up and let them know how awesome you are. Thank you again, everybody, both being here in person. This Time in Fear crowd has been amazing. Moms, dads, friends, partners, guys, gals, non-binary pals, you all are fantastic. Thank you for coming out, supporting the MRDA. We will see you next season in 2025. I'm pretty sure I thanked the volunteers. But again, I will come back here and say thank you, volunteers, NSOs, skating officials, our MRDA board. Thank you, Force of Nature, for spearheading this.
Pick up all the announcers.
Every single one of my announcers, I'm going to go through the list. I'm sorry I'm so loud. I apologize.
Volunteers, everybody wearing purple shirts.
Thank you.
Thank you, Spin.
Thanks, Pinky. Thank you so much.
Love you all.